What's up, boxing fans? It's Aztec 101 in the ring, and I'm just taking a stroll right here in one of the streets near my hotel. I'm staying here in, I don't know if you can look up there, all the way at the top, 38th floor, close to the top is where I'm staying. And this is Honolulu, Hawaii. And right now I'm just kicking back. I was smoking a cigarette outside, and I was watching Haplotype's videos on the IBF. Shout out to Haplotype. Very good channel, man. Very good channel. Brought up a lot of good points and a lot of things that are not obvious to boxing fans. Because I'm going to tell you, man, there's a lot of information when it comes down to boxing and when these organizations were founded, how they were founded, how they're ran, the rule books that they have on their champions as far as when they have to fight their number one contenders. This video is going to be about Terrence Crawford. It's going to be about Terrence Crawford, who just became undisputed by winning all 4 titles at 140. And I mean, you can call it what you like. He was either stripped, vacated. At this point, it really doesn't matter. It's pretty much the same thing. He's not going to fight Lipinets. And why would he, right? It's not really a fight that boxing fans are clamoring for. From my point of view, I really didn't give a fuck about him fighting Ndongo either. That really wasn't a fight that I cared about. I knew that it was going to be an easy fight. And I had other names that I wanted to see him fight. Haplotype brought up a good point that it should have gone 9 months, according to their own rule books. That it should have gone 9 months before they enforced the mandatory after he just became champion. But they gave him 3 days. At the end of the day, it really doesn't fucking matter, right? We don't want to really see that fight, right? As boxing fans, we're not waiting for Crawford to defend against Lipinets. There's definitely fights I'd want to see him fight at 140, but Lipinets does not take priority. And at the same time, I would be very curious to see Crawford move up to 147. I never really thought that undisputed mattered as much as it does to some boxing fans. It's great to say that a fighter is undisputed, but there's always someone disputing the title, no? And at this point, it is Lipinets. And there's other contenders. There's 4 titles, and each one has their own contender. So it really doesn't matter whether we name Lipinets or we talk about Imam. It doesn't matter. These guys, do they deserve to earn all 4 titles? Do they deserve that shot against Terrence Crawford? If we're talking about who deserves what, nah, no, they don't. You know what I mean? They don't. None of the contenders. But if you guys are passionate about undisputed, then you do have to stand behind the fact that these number one contenders, they mean something. Whether or not they were there, and you feel that they should belong there has to be a reason why these guys are ranked number one. It doesn't matter. That's what it is. That is the ranking, and it should be honored. Now, I don't care, but I would have never recommended that Crawford take on this fight. 3 days notice, make a decision like that to settle for Lipinets when there's other fights in the horizon, maybe a Manny Pacquiao fight, maybe a fight with, Mikey Garcia. A lot of this has to do with timing, and when fighters are both looking for fights and around the same date, it makes sense for them to be put together. And as of right now, Mikey Garcia is looking for an opponent. As of right now. And it sounds like Lomachenko is already going to go in the direction of Guillermo Rigondeaux. So that leaves who?